All right, today we're going to be talking about Phil. Originally, when I wrote The Cured, that's the only book I'll be spoiling today is The Cured. So if you haven't made it through The Cured, you'll want to skip this. When I originally wrote The Cured, there was no Phil. Remember a couple of videos back, I said that the way that I had started writing The Cured was in the scene where Henry and the other cured woke up. It was not with Henry becoming sick. That came later. So when I originally wrote it, Dave was going to have kept Henry in the shed. There was no Phil to be extra cruel, but I couldn't figure out by the time I figured out who Dave was, I couldn't figure out why he would collect these other people. Vincent and Pam and Molly and Ricky and Melissa. There was no reason for him to. He doesn't have the personality for it. So I decided I needed somebody stronger, which I could have gone back and rewritten Dave as a more courageous person, but I also didn't think a more courageous person would lock his friend into a shed for 8 years. So I came up with Phil. And Phil is not, he's like foul. I'm not going to defend him as a person, but he was not meant to be purely evil for evil's sake. He's not like Gray, where he enjoys being cruel, necessarily. He is cruel because it gets him what he wants. It's, he truly did not think these people were real people in the beginning. He thought that they were completely gone, that they were just animals and they would never reason or think again. And what do you do with somebody like that? Well, you have 3 options. You can kill them so they stop attacking you. You can try to care for them and, do your best, like, Juliana does, or you can use them, frankly, like against other infected that are probably coming to kill you if they notice you. So he decides to use them as guard dogs in the beginning and slowly collects more and takes over the camp. And then he has like more healthy people to take care of, so he needs more supplies, and he encounters more infected, on and on. He is not a good person. I'm not saying that. He is a bigot and and a jerk, and is not above being cruel. He just has a different motivation, I guess, than Gray. It's more of a Gray would plan to do something like this, and Phil kind of lucks into it. He is going with the moment rather than planning ahead. That's why it's easy to trick him in that book. I also think it's more of a motivating factor than if it had been Dave that had kept Henry in the barn. When Henry woke up, he wouldn't be driven to go back. He would be angry and he would be upset that his friend kept him that way, but he wouldn't have this need to return. It was to stop Phil, basically. That was the entire motivating factor behind Henry and behind his group, basically, was to stop him from doing this to other people. So that's Phil, I think. I'm just checking to see if there was anything else I wanted to say. No, I think that's it. He's the kind of person who just, you wonder how he gets through life. He just falls into poop and ends up smelling like roses until he doesn't. And kind of steps on people along the way, and definitely takes advantage and is cruel, but is not premeditated cruel, if that makes sense. So I would consider him less flat than Gray. I think he's a better character than Gray is, if I'm being honest. And I think if I were ever going to write just a despicable person again, it would be someone more like him, or like Preston, who has his own issues and motivations, than it would be like someone like Gray. So, all right. Tomorrow we will talk about Dr. Pozzo. I'll see you then.